There seems to be an assumption in some quarters that the onus is on you to spell out the protections for religious freedom before the final votes are cast in the postal ballot. But isn't the onus on the no case to set out what religious freedom protections they want? If they want that to be clarified before the vote, isn't the onus on them to say what they want?
Well, I think the difficulty, David, is that the no case would vote no oppose any legalisation of same-sex marriage, regardless of the protections there are to religious freedom. This is a question. This is a threshold question of principle, and it's asking Australians a straightforward question: do you think the law should be changed to allow same-sex couples to marry? Now, if a majority of Australians say in the postal survey, and I hope they do, but it is, above all, I hope that as everyone participates, we committed to give everyone their say at the election. Now, you know, Bill Shorten, by the way, had also said in 2013 at the Australian Christian Lobby that he supported every Australian having their say in a plebiscite, but then, of course, for purely political reasons. I mean, he has no interest in same-sex marriage as an issue other than using it as a political wedge or a political, vehicle to advance his own interests. Now, what we did, we could have held the plebiscite if Shorten had supported it. It would have been held. I believe it would have been carried, and same-sex marriage would have been legalised for some time now. Labor frustrated that for purely political reasons. We now have a postal survey. It was challenged in the High Court. The High Court upheld the government's right to hold it. We want every Australian to have their say, and if a majority vote yes, then the Parliament will then we will facilitate a private member's bill being introduced. Now, that private member's bill will contain extensive protections for religious freedom, but it's important to remember that it will be a free vote, so that members there'll be some members who might say, I don't care what the postal survey vote was, I'm still going to vote against it. That's their right. I have no doubt it will get very big majorities in both houses, by the way. But there will be debate about the detail, and that's good. And that's why I say this will see the Parliament at its best, because you will see people of good faith and people of faith on both sides of the chamber saying, right, the Australian people have spoken, assuming they say yes. What we're going to do now is ensure that same-sex couples can marry, and that we provide the protections for religious freedom that a nation whose very foundation document, the Constitution, recognises religious freedom. I mean, religious freedom is a fundamental principle of our Australian democracy. And of course, that's something that I think I think people sometimes are disappointed in the rowdy partisanship of the Parliament, but I think people will see Parliament at its best if the postal survey returns a yes majority. So, thank you all very much.